Hi, welcome back to Ensign Equipment. I'm Andrew Hartline, sales manager here, and I've got another application spotlight to go over with you about this integrated material handling system right behind me. But before we get into the details of our solution, let's review what the problem statement was and the challenges that we had to overcome for our customer. This customer extrudes out a foam type product, and after they go through their sizing and shaping of the material, they run it through a grinder, and eventually we're left with a very fine, light, approximately 4 to 6 pounds per cubic foot, powdered foam essentially. Extremely non-flowable, hard to get moving, hard to keep moving. We actually did R&D with this material and would not even come out of a Gaylord dumper when we inverted it. So we had to come up with some other items and do some continuing R&D work to make a custom solution for this situation. But once that material is ground up, the customer would really like to reutilize that material so that they don't have lost product. That's a revenue stream for them that they can recapture. So what we wanted to do, or what the customer was hopeful for us to find, is a solution that can take their Gaylord boxes of this material and somehow get it out of the box and introduced into in a crammer feeder that's mounted on the side of their extruder. And so through some R&D work with our engineers, we came up with a fabulous solution, which is right behind me, and we'd love to get into the details of it now. So an operator is going to come into this dumper with a Gaylord box on a pallet jack. They're going to load it. This Gaylord dumper has our dust containment bucket style system, so it's fully enclosed. It's got a pneumatic cylinder door, and then it's got these two doors that are very similar in design to, say, like a truck door on a semi. So once they load the Gaylord in, they're going to close this bucket up. The whole process is going to happen automatically. Operators do not necessarily be involved. The volume that they're going to be using this material is extremely low, even though it's a light bulk density. We're talking about a Gaylord's probably going to last a few hours. So in the cycle, which we will show a dry run of, this lift and dump will lift up, rotate, and then seal to a downstream hopper that we're supplying. Once it rotates over though, we'll start looking for level switches, and we'll have agitators and vibrators that are turning on to be able to get the material out of the Gaylord box, and then also keep the material conditioned and free from bridging and rat holing to get it out of the dumper chute. So let's take a look on the other side of the dumper where we can see a lot of those features. So now they're at the back end of the machine, more the business end of this one actually. We can really see the mechanical agitator assemblies, which oftentimes we show them in a surge bin or a portable bin or some type of storage device. Hardly do we see them in a lift and dump or a dumper bucket, but they are fully capable of being mounted in any location where we've got material that is hoppered and needing a little bit of extra agitation to get it out of said hopper. And when we enclose the bucket, we've essentially turned it into a hopper. Here we've got our mating seal. This is the receiving hopper we designed. So this hopper has got about 5 cubic foot of capacity of holding material. Inside it though, we've got our centrally located horizontal agitator, a discharge screw conveyor that is also horizontal. We can see it comes out here. And then we're feeding our incline screw conveyor, which inevitably is dropping into the crammer hopper that's downstream to the system we're supplying. So as we'll see, the bucket's going to rotate over. It will interface in with this hood. Once the hood is completely opened, the cylinder on the dumper will open, fully allowing material to flow into this bin. We're monitoring both level switches in the bin as well as level switches in the dumper to ensure that material is remaining in a flowable, consistent state. And at any point in time when we are not seeing material in either of those locations, we're understanding that we can come back to a home position with the dumper and reload another Gaylord into the system. Now, after reviewing a lot of the features and accessory options that have been added on to this customized solution, I think what's going to be important is next to see it actually in action, see a whole cycle happen, which we're going to provide for you now in a dry run. So to recap what we're about to witness, we're going to see this lift and dump container dumper lift, rotate over, create a dust tight seal with our receiving hopper. We'll hear vibrators come on that are located on the bucket to help dislodge that material out of the Gaylord. We'll see our agitators come on. They'll start rotating, making sure material is ejecting out of the discharge chute. And then we'll see the material is conditioned and conveyed horizontally, then up the incline auger, eventually coming out into what will be their Kramer feeder auger on their extrusion line. So I'll hit cycle restart and or cycle reset and cycle start. So hopefully this video brought you some value. Whether you're dealing with a foam powder, a talcum type powder, calcium carbonate, any non-free flowing material that's difficult to move, Ensign's going to be your go-to source for the right material handling solution. Please like, subscribe, share, reach out to our sales engineers. We'll catch you on the next one.